Hey there, my name is Snow Bear, and I've actually created a special spiritual sacred object today for a very special person. This is actually a meditation tool that I've created for this specific person. To create this, I've used the foot of a wild turkey. So notice that the native people often use it to create um, a dancing stick for the male dancers because the way the foot is opened, it creates a defense because the male turkeys will use their sharp claws to defense mechanism, and they actually have a huge talon, as you can see. When you get hit by that talon, it's pretty uh, it opens up, it's pretty hard on the flesh. So, and they also have four, three toes in the front and four toe in the back. Now, what I like about this turkey is that there's four toes, like the four directions, and they are often in the third toe because the three are mostly in front, where the one at the back is smaller. Because by the time we reach the fourth door, we we sometimes the time seems shorter. That most of the healing has been done, most of your life has been completed. Time just flies by. But then there's the three first doors that is very significant. The first three directions. So that are, often it is the second door that is very significant in how we shape our life. In the second door, that's where we get our kids. In the third door, sometimes we get grandparents. Sometimes we're still grandparents in this because the second door is a little further. So we'll see. But not many people make it to the fourth door, which is to be an elderly person. Many die before they get there. So this it has the medicine wheel on the turkey's foot. Now, in most cases, they use these, um, on the power trail to create dancing sticks for males. But the turkey is also the eagle of the earth, because it's deeply connected to the earth. It walks on its toes, and as you see the feet under, and it doesn't fly very high. It can fly, but not as high as geese or eagles. So it stays mostly on the ground. It will fly, but 20, 25 feet in the air. It sleeps in a tree, perched. Now, what I've did with this is the thing is, yes, traditionally, the wild turkey foot are used by men in ceremony. But in this case, it is a meditative tool because as women, one woman in six in the United States get either assaulted, or they try to rape her or has been raped. One woman in six in the United States. So many of them become Ogichida Kweis. They become warrior women because they learn that they have to defend themselves. Also, to be about bullying, did you know that 1/3 of the world is being bullied for the youths? Did you know that 7 kids out of 10 experience bullying? And even as adults in the workplace, it can happen. So, as women, sometimes we need to be able to defend ourselves. It's also the eagle of the earth, it connects you with earth. So, and the female turkey is a very loving and nurturing. You'll see her with her babies, and sometimes they have 15 babies. So, so, um, so I've used this tool as a meditating tool. Now, what I've done is I've put some paintwork on it. As you see, I have 7 red dots because in the beginning is the sacred bloodline. We all bleed red. We're all sacred human beings. And no matter which corner of the world we come from, we all bleed red. We're all sacred in the beginning of life. Then I've put green, 7 green, because for Mother Earth. Because without Mother Earth, we're nothing. We are her daughter. We are her son. I mean, we are her children. 7 green lines. I've put the red dots on it because it's the sacred root. Now turquoise in the middle, 7 turquoise line, because this is creator, is a turquoise color. We are always with creator in the middle. Now in the here we have 7 blue for sky world, and 7 yellow for the sun, grandfather sun. And there's also 7 dots that are red because the sacred line continues. Now the idea is that between the sky and the sun and Mother Earth, there's a hollow bone. And that hollow bone is where you and Creator is. Just you and Him. It doesn't matter what everybody else says. It's you and Him in the end. And if you calculate, it's like, so there's also 7, because 7 is the 7 directions. It's the 7 grandfather teachings. It's the 7 generations before. It's the 7 generations after. There is a lot of teachings in the number 7. So, first of all, 7 sacred lines. So 1, 7 earth. 2, 7 creator and you. 3, 7 blue sky. 4, 7 blue, 7 yellow. 5, 7 red. 6, 7 red dots. 7, 7 red dots here. 8. So the number 7 in the end is a 8. It's an eternity. It goes on and on and on. Without no beginning and no end. But our time on earth, we begin that sacred line. And we move towards the directions, and we're always embodying those 7 teachings, those 7 possibilities, 7 directions to move within the medicine wheel. So remember, there once a wise eagle who told me in a dream to look down. What did you see? The earth. To look up. What did you see? The sky. And what really matters, it's what's in between the Father Sky and the Mother Earth. And that's your world, you and Creator. Okay, so this is a very powerful teaching embedded. Now, these are painted with acrylic paint. So you must learn the teachings to be here because with simple water, it can wash away and we forget. Just like a society can forget sometimes about their own teachings, or a person, we forget sometimes to walk in balance. And so these remind us that to not take things for granted, that sometimes we need to recenter herself and we need to pass them on to the next generation. Otherwise, they'll vanish. So that's for the paintings. Now, there's a bunch of little geese feathers because as women, the geese is very important medicine. The geese is, you know how they are thriving in community. They are working on teamwork. They also have a very high mother instinct. So community wellness, and also a geese is monogamy. They never leave a partner, partners for life. And when one is sick, the one geese always stays with the other one, so it doesn't die alone. We have a lot to learn from geeses. They are very smart birds, and they are the one who catches Sky Woman when she falls to the earth. So remember that when you fall short, sometimes community catches you, just like the geese catch Sky Woman. If the community doesn't catch you, then maybe it's not your community. Go to where the people will care for you. That's why we have to bring back the teaching of caring for one another as a community. Because with what's coming economically in this kind of economic depression, we are going to need to go back to those teachings where we care for each other, because we are a team in a village, we are a team on a reservation, we are a team in a town. Friends has to stick together, family, so that we can thrive together and not let the weak or the old fall, but rather pick them up and help them rise up to their true potential. Now I've put this red cloth because this is to remind you of the bloodline. The bloodline and the sacred, that you are sacred. No matter how cheap you feel or how awful you feel, remember you are sacred. Find your way back from your brain to your heart. We're often caught up too much in emotions to realize that in the beginning we were on the sacred road. Sometimes we wander and we get lost, and we have to find help to get back on the sacred road, to get back on the heart. Sometimes we get lost with substance abuse, alcohol, drugs, or grief, or fear, or abuse, or sometimes just depression. Because even if I say just, sometimes it's you're feeling like worse than anything. Did you know that, so many people lose their lives to suicide? We can't have that. You are precious. You are sacred. Remember that. And also, I've included a pouch. It's made of moose hide, because a moose is determination. When a moose passes in the forest, nothing will stop him. A moose is determined to make a way, because sometimes we focus on one solution, but there's not just one passage to that solution, there's many passages. Sometimes you have to create your own passage like the moose and find that solution. Even when nobody else believes in you, remember, you are sacred. You can find a way. You and Creator, nobody else. You and Creator. And in that little pouch, I've put a fluorite point, because fluorite helps you to get in line with your intuition. It also helps clear negativity, because things like gossip, for example, is very negative. So fluorite will help you clear that negativity you need. Think clearly, focus, and find that solution. It's very important when meditating, so I have that in that little pouch. And I've included a traditional sema pouch or tobacco pouch. In that pouch, there is already a thought of protecting that person. And that person can put her hand on the pouch when meditating and adding her prayers to that tobacco. And this, I hope she will keep part of her bundle, because this is a very important meditating tool. Because when you are subject to either lateral violence, bullying, harassment, or violence, or you are just having a really bad day, you feel like low shit, you take this and you remember the four direction medicine, that not many people make it to the fourth direction, that it is a privilege to be alive. So many pass before us. We don't know why, because in my book, everybody deserves to live a beautiful long life. But for some reason, things happen. We don't know why. Sometimes they are getting called back to Sky World. We don't, we grieve. We grieve for years, for our life, because we miss these people so much. But you know what? You were lucky to be able to love that person so much. And they're not far away. They can still listen to you. And soon we'll all meet again. We're just walking each other home. We might as well be kind to each other. And lately there's been so many people passing. It's unbelievable. Even pets. So many passing into the other side. And remember, you are that hollow bone between Mother Earth and sky. Without Mother Earth, you are nothing. Make sure to thank her. Make sure to say thank you. Thanks to her, we have food, shelter, so much. Thanks to Father Sky, we have air to breathe. We have water that falls from the sky. And thanks to Father Sun, without the light, nothing would grow on earth. We must be very thankful to the earth, to the sun. It's a star. It's our star. Okay? And so remember, you are a hollow bone. You are connected with Creator at all times. There's always that red sacred bloodline that runs from one end to the other. For eternity, you will never be separated, even in your darkest times. And all you have to do is go from your brain to your heart. Because in the heart, when your heart pumps, means you're connected. Even if you think you're not, you are. You just don't know, because sometimes our brain tells us so many lies that we forget to connect to our gut, to our intuition, and know that there's always gonna be that energy there. Sometimes we have it bad. We go through violence, abuse, traumas of all kinds, financial problems. But know that You are always loved. You don't know why this is happening to you or your ancestors or your future generations. I have no answers to give you why some people experience this and some don't. I don't know. But I know one thing. Believe. Believe and you're halfway there. Go back to your teachings. A lot of it has been lost due to genocide, but your tribal wisdom is still there. It's very important. The seven grandfather teachings is what you need to walk by to get to the good life. Sometimes it's hard because you're living in an abusive household or you're struggling to eat because finances are tight. But know that there's always a way. The solution is like the moose. If you can't go this way, go the other way. The moose is determined to find a way. Sometimes you have to make your own way. Know that you're sacred. That no matter how you feel, you are with Creator at all times. Know that, like the geese, you have a community. Go to the people who loves you, the people who accept you, and these will be your people. Go where you're loved, where you can flourish. Very important. And so with this is a very important medicine tool. It's for a strong Ogichida Kwe. Ogichida means warrior in Ojibwe. Kwe means woman. Because man needs to protect the community, but sometimes due to a lot of trauma and our men are sick. And they need to find their way back to their heart. Gitchi Miigwech.